What is going on today? Today, we're going to talk about selecting handguns. Now, I wanted to do a video explaining the nuances of an auto loan, but then cooler heads prevailed and they talked me into it like, dude, I know you love responding to troll comments, but if they made it this far in their life and they don't understand the nuances of an auto loan, there's no hope. And I like responding to the trolls because those are the money makers. The trolls boost your engagement and they'll ask really stupid questions that you can make that's not firearm related. As a matter of fact, when I was a smaller channel, I was the master of troll fishing. Like just reeling in one right after another. And when you're making videos that are not related to firearms, they are extremely profitable. If this channel was about anything other than firearms, my income would almost double. And it's why I'm making the automotive channel separately, because yeah, I could like just convert this into an automotive channel, but then you guys would have to suffer. Because you're not here to hear about cars. You're here to hear about firearms. And firearms are a very glorious thing. Now that I kind of went way off into the weeds, like how the hell did that happen? Anyway, so we are going to be talking about handgun selection, because times are changing. A few months ago, maybe a little bit longer. The point is, not very long ago you went into a gun shop and there was like 2, maybe 3 handguns. And you didn't want any of them, but you either bought those or you didn't get a handgun. Well, things are coming back around, supplies are coming around, so there's starting to be options again. So let's talk about weeding through those options to figure out what is right for you. And the first thing I want to say is if you conceal carry anything less than a 44 mag, you're an idiot. Now obviously that's a joke, but it's got its basis in reality. Shit, when I was growing up, it was if you carried anything less than a 45 auto, you're an idiot. Now I think it's currently like, if you carry anything less than a 9mm, you're an idiot. And they'll completely ignore the fact that because something works for them, they assume it will work for everyone. There's a lot of people that'll be like, I would not carry anything less than a Glock 19. Well, hell, we'll even make it more ridiculous. I would never carry anything less than a Glock 18 and 66 rounds worth of Happy Sticks. And that might work for them. They may be able to do that. That doesn't work for me. As a matter of fact, like in the summertime, I just keep firearms close to me. Now, obviously, like, for example, Florida, where I don't have access to a frickin' armory, I'm going to carry something a little bit more powerful on me. But typically, you know, I'm within a short jog of a very powerful firearm, so I'll just carry, like, I don't know, brass knuckles, maybe a blade or 2 on me, just something so I can get away. Now, if the kids are involved, that's a different story, because I don't have the option to run. I mean, like, what am I just going to leave my kids sit there while I run and go grab a gun and come back and hope they're still alive? No, then I'm going to carry something with a little bit of more punch than brass knuckles or a blade. The point is, like, you as an individual will have needs that are separate from everyone else, regardless what this person is going to tell you. That person could be a hypothetical anyone. I don't know. Hell, it could be Santa Claus. He could climb down your chimney, take a big old fat dookie on your floor with a note on top of it. You're an idiot for not carrying this. Because you just don't know. Information can come from anywhere. So, we're going to be looking at a couple different firearm options for pistols and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to help you come up with like some sort of way to look at it and be like, okay, that's my particular needs. What do I need to do to incorporate a firearm into that? So the first thing is carrying. Now you could carry like a 44 mag or 380. And understand each individual firearm has trade-offs. And you're going to try to identify those trade-offs to decide if those trade-offs are worth it to you. For example, these are both 380s. Notice the ridiculous size difference? This particular one is a Beretta Pico. Check out the side, completely smooth. And it doesn't have a mag release, so like if it pushes on your body, it doesn't drop the mag. You have to pull down. So what are the trade-offs to get this ultra thin? Let me see if I got my billfold on me. This ultra thin, which is actually slightly thinner than my wallet, ultra narrow firearm. First things first, you're giving up your mag release. you have a complicated mag release that honestly the only real way to reload this with any sort of efficiency is come up with your second hand, grab on your two little tabs, pull them down, grab your new magazine, bring it up, and you're going to want to slap it or something because this mag release, it locks in really hard. You just crack it on that. So your speed reload's not there. Now check out this 380. Easy to load magazine. This also has a slide release. Nice. Beretta Pico, I'm not even going to cock it back because then I got to drop the mag or try to get this. There's a slide stop, but there's no slide release. So it's like impossible to work this one-handed. You can't come up like, all right, boom, 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 click, I'm out of ammo. I can't come up with another mag and go in. It just doesn't work that way. I got to go down, drop this, dispose of this, grab my new magazine, come up and in, and then the best way to do it at this point is just slingshot it. So it's coming off target, you're looking at really long reloads. I would consider this, I think it's a 6-shot or a 5, I'd have to Google it, but I would consider this to be like a revolver, like only 5 shots. I wouldn't think about reloading into the equation. Yeah, I might carry an extra mag on me, but if I'm going to reload this like I'm hiding behind concrete or something where I know I can't get shot in a very safe position, and then I'm going to perform a reload. This, I might shoot it and it might run dry, dip into cover, come back out, and shoot again. It's quick. It's easy to go. Then you got revolvers. Obviously, this takes a full power cartridge. This particular one, is this 357? No, this one takes 38 plus P. That is a full power cartridge. It's a beast. But it's much heavier than your 380. Also, a lot fatter. But the actual size, how can I show you? The actual, like, print that it would take up is pretty much the same. So, say I want a full power cartridge. I don't know, maybe I'm worried about getting mugged by a grizzly bear. I'm going to want something a little bit more powerful than a 380 because you got to get through that hide. You got to get into thick bone. It's hard to find the vitals. You carry something like this, well, now I have much more power, much more acceptable, but it weighs a lot more. It's going to push out on my body. So instead of going in the waistband, I might, I don't know, like do some sort of outside. Again, like, you got to try different things and see how it would work for you. But that's the trade-off. You're going to get something heavier and something that's wider. But you trade that for something that's got a hell of a lot more punch. And I'm not saying a 380 isn't sufficient. And that's kind of like a common thing I see inside comment sections is, oh, 380, all you're going to do is piss someone off. And then what are you going to do? You have an empty gun and a pissed off attacker. No, a 380 is more than efficient. And besides, you're not trying to get some sort of clean kill. You're not deer hunting out there. You're trying to inflict a little bit of damage to make them stop doing whatever the hell they're doing so you can get away and then let the cops take care of it. Then you got like your 5.7. Oh my god, this is like, you got some power with this. 30 shot capacity. But is this something you could incorporate into a carry system? I couldn't, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. What if you do a fanny pack or something? Boom. Now you're rocking 30 rounds of 5.7. That's nothing to smear at. That's a lot of firepower. However, I couldn't carry this. But this would fit nice for like a nightstand gun. Because the size don't really matter. As a matter of fact, a little bit of a firearm will make it a little bit easier to control. It's got a rail so I can put a light on it. So I hear something in the night, I can check and make sure it's not my dog before I clap it. Controls, very easy to use. They're huge. Very easy to reload. Well, I shouldn't say that because I have little T-Rex thumbs. Like, I assume normal people, if they lose half their thumb, have longer thumbs than I do. So I always have to twist this to get the mag release. But if I didn't have ridiculously short thumbs, I would be able to hit this, do fast reloads, and now I'm packing another 30 rounds. Like that, or is this 20 rounds? I thought this was 30. Maybe it's 25. I don't remember. I'll just roll in the stats. The point is, like, this packs some freaking firepower. For me, though, I couldn't carry it. As a nightstand gun, though, it'll work just fine. Something I could put in the glove box of my car or the armrest. That would work just fine because the size don't matter. I don't care about it printing. I'm not worried about a heavy gun. I just want something with more firepower because I'm able to utilize much more space Therefore, I can put a bigger firearm in there. Like, I don't go into Walmart packing a 12 gauge. There's just not enough space. Now, next to my bed, that's a totally different story. I got all the room in the world. I could have a belt-fed M2 in there. I mean, set it up on my hallway for home defense, that would be pretty ridiculous. But I could. Because I don't have to worry about over-penetration. There is nothing over there. Those M2 rounds would obviously shred apart my car and my garage. But the point is, they would hit a solid dirt berm. Everything would be fine. Live in an apartment, you know, you got to look at that kind of stuff too. I probably wouldn't rock a 5.7 in an apartment. I don't know what the actual penetration numbers are like, but I would be looking at something smaller. Maybe, I probably wouldn't go 22, but maybe like a 380, or I wouldn't rock a pistol at all because they just over-penetrate. If it's a really small apartment, I might rock a 12 gauge with birdshot because that stuff's only really super lethal, really super up close. So if I over-penetrate through a wall or something like that, it gives me a better chance of not accidentally hurting someone. Now, I know you're probably like, well, why would you have a firearm? I don't know. Maybe I live in Milwaukee. Maybe I live in Chicago. And people like to break into places. If somebody breaks into my place, yes, I'm going to be concerned about the neighbors, but I need to stop them. So I'm going to load probably a 12 gauge up with birdshot to hopefully get them to change their mind about whatever the hell they're doing and to stop. So that's what you're looking for. You are looking for what trade-offs would be acceptable to you and what type of situation do you want to put that firearm in. Because the one firearm that rules them all just isn't a thing. There are different firearms for different jobs, and if you match the job with the firearm, you'll be in a much better situation. So try to identify the job first before you go into the gun shop. What exactly do I want to do with this firearm? And don't lie to yourself. Like, that was a big problem we had with the whole gun shortage when people started to come in. They would just simply lie to themselves. I'd be like, so what exactly do you want to do with the firearm? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, you gotta know, because that's why you're in here to buy a firearm. What brought you to the idea, hey, I need a firearm, and not have to slowly suck it out of them to try to figure out what exactly they want to do with the firearm, and then I try to match a firearm up with the job at hand. Sometimes I'd find out that, oh, you know, I have a flock of sheep, and I want this little handy-dandy pistol, so when the wolves come in at my sheep, I can shoot 3 rounds in the air and scare the wolf away. And I'm like, you know, I'll sell you this pistol. I will. It's not a problem. But for the situation you're describing, I strongly recommend like an AR or maybe some sort of shotgun, because what if it doesn't scare them away? Now you have an empty firearm, and this isn't a very good club. Like, maybe you could like hold it like this, try to come down on top of them, but what if it doesn't scare them away? You don't want to rely on something to happen, because every action has an equal and opposite reaction, but if you don't know for sure that you're going to get the reaction you're looking for, you can't rely on it, because there's no guarantee. Maybe you shoot it in the air, and then the wolves that previously didn't spot you because they were eating your poor little sheep, now all look at you and they're like, wow, the sheep was pretty good, but I wonder how human tastes. You know, this is good. Maybe we should go over there, try a little bit of that human. It's not that big. There's like 8 of us here. We can take him down. What do you say, guys? You want to see what human tastes like? I'm down. I mean, why not? Let's get a taste for human, and maybe those 5 sheep or 5 wolves eat you. Now they have a taste for human. They might go on to your neighbor next. Like, you don't know. You don't want to count on a reaction to happen that's not guaranteed. So that, on that particular case, I ultimately sold him on an AR. I'm like, don't, I mean, you want to put one right below it, whatever. Do what you got to do. But I strongly recommend, you know, shooting to kill at that point. Like, if they're still attacking your sheep and you fire a round off, I don't think 29 other tries at the same exact thing you've just tried is going to make a difference. And they usually go in a pack. You could be surrounded. You don't know. Make sure you have clean lines of sight, and I would probably shoot to kill. But anyway, so that's the whole point of this video. Try to identify the job first, and then try to identify what trade-offs would or would not be acceptable to do in that particular job. Again, back to the wolf thing. This is not what I would take to protect a flock of sheep. Hell no. Because even at, like, medium range, like 50 yards, okay, am I for sure going to hit the wolf, or am I going to drill my sheep? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.